Hello and welcome to Wednesday's Words of Worship. In the book of Luke in chapter 9, there's a story where Jesus feeds 5,000 people. And this miracle appears in all four of the Gospels. Now, early in that chapter in Luke, King Herod has heard about Jesus performing miracles and his powerful teaching, and Herod was confused as to who Jesus actually was. But then Jesus performs this miracle, and it erases any doubt in the minds of those he was teaching and to his 12 apostles that he was truly the Messiah, the Son of God. Now, most scholars believe that the crowd was more than 5,000 because the Bible says it was 5,000 men. That does not include the count of any women and children that may have been present. Now, Jesus was just trying to get away with his disciples to have a little rest and relaxation after the disciples had returned from their journeys of spreading the gospel. But the crowds followed them, and then Jesus' compassion motivated him to minister to the people and to heal their sick. And as the hours passed, the disciples noticed that it was getting late, and they knew the people would be hungry, and they asked Jesus to send the crowd away so they could go get something to eat. And Jesus tells his disciples, "You feed the people." But there was no way they could feed that many people. But as the story goes, we know that there was a young man, a boy, who brought a lunch of 5 small barley loaves and 2 fish. And the disciples knew that that would not be enough to even feed the 12 of them, let alone a crowd of over 5,000. So Jesus gives thanks to the Father and blesses the food and begins to break it, and the disciples distribute it. And everyone in the crowd eats enough to be full. And then they collect 12 baskets of leftovers. Now, Jesus' power provided in abundance for the people's needs. And in his grace, he abundantly provides salvation for you and for me. So regardless of your circumstances, the grace and forgiveness that Jesus offers is more than enough to cover anything that you have ever done. Come to him today and allow his abundant grace to fill and to satisfy you. And if you're already a Christian and have experienced God's forgiveness and grace, remember that when you're asking God to do the impossible, first do the possible. The little boy brought his lunch, which was possible, and then Jesus did the impossible. Give God what you have and allow him to multiply it to meet those impossible needs and situations. Hey, thanks for listening. I'm Kevin, and I hope to see you again next week.